we want this, put Copilot in, what's the license, let's just slap it in. And it's like, those things will come back at you. And they'll be twice as hard to fix later on.
It kind of baffles me a bit, the amount you do with sub 10 staff. How?
I would say,
I guess for the audience, just tell us a little bit about your business, your role within it, and we'll just start there.
Yeah, cool. So I'm the Managing Director of Superior IT Technologies. We're Western Sydney based, so towards Penrith Way. We've been around for 18 years. We're a team of now 9. Our sort of primary focus is around managed service or managed security services. So essentially what we do is we would, whether it's a new client or existing client, we would run an assessment across their business to get a deep understanding of how their business works, what kind of solutions they have in place, and then tailor a solution that's focused around security to basically manage the risk of their business as much as possible when it comes to cyber attacks.
How do you go about selecting these tools? Because I know you got some within the Kaseya Datto stack as well there, but how do you go about evaluating these and not increasing or having the right number of tool sets within your arsenal?
I suppose what we try and do, our main objective is to manage our customers' risk, right? So the way I kind of explain it to our customers is we take your IT security kind of like a bank does. You've got the guy on the front door, you've got alarms, you've got cameras. So what we try and do is take the Essential 8. I know the Essential 8 can be quite complicated. So we talk about the end goals and putting in as many measures as we can to sort of protect that customer's business, kind of like a bank with the money that's sitting inside a vault. And how we select those tools, I suppose, we're kind of try to be agnostic as possible because we need to make sure that the right tool is picked for that particular purpose, if it's password management, right? But we also continually review that as well. So periodically we'll get together with my leadership team and we'll go, right, these are the outcomes that we're saying we're delivering to the customer. What tools are the tools that we have now delivering that? Is there anything better on the market? And those kind of things.
How often are you evaluating that?
We're usually doing it every 6 to 12 months.
Every 6 to 12 months. And how often do you sit there and go, we're still good, or actually there's a gap here?
I suppose right now, as we sit, most of the vendors that we partnered with pretty much fill most of those gaps. Cool. But I suppose technology just changes so frequently. You know, we all go to industry events. There's always a new solution or product coming out on the market. But again, it's hard to just rip and replace because if we change a password management solution, for example, you're not just like putting a new tool in. There's like processes, workflows, the team needs to be training. Even right down to the customer as well. How are they going to use that tool? What time we need to spend with them kind of thing as well. Yeah.
And you mentioned we had to bring up AI at some point because there would be no conversation at this moment in time without it. But what's the conversation you're hearing your customers ask about, or what does it look like on the front line?
I suppose on the front line, a lot of our clients are coming to us at the moment and saying, we want this, put Copilot in, what's the license, let's just slap it in. And it's like, we're sort of watering down that conversation and go, no, look, you got to complete a readiness assessment. You got to understand how your business is, what security measures need to be in place, how is the data structured and tagged. And so we're trying not to make it overly complicated with them because then we're guiding them through that kind of readiness assessment for AI. It purely comes down to education. It's kind of like even I see that the weakest link in a business's IT security is the person sitting behind the keyboard. If you're not spending the time educating them, same thing around AI, sort of take that same thing.
You've been in business now for 18 odd years. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to someone who's a little bit further behind yourself? What type of advice would you give to an MSP owner that you wish someone had told you as you were coming up?
I suppose I would say focus on the things that you think don't matter. So like, for example, doing these ones and going, I'll just focus on the tech, I'll focus on servicing the client. That stuff is great, but as your business starts to grow and scale, having the right foundation in place, having the right processes in place makes it so much more easier to bring a new staff member in, scale the business. Those things will come back at you and they'll be twice as hard to fix later on. And just buckle down, put the time in. That's super important.
And again, it kind of baffles me a bit, the amount you do with sub 10 staff. How do you manage that? Because there's people with 15, 20 people managing the endpoints and the vendor costs. That's what we see on a daily basis. Yeah. What's your secret sauce?
I don't think there is a secret sauce, but having a great team around you. I've got a fantastic leadership team, right down through to all the staff on our service desk or projects, sales, finance. I think surrounding yourself with a great team that believe in the business, believe in your core values, and just align that's what helps a business scale.
Fast forward, where do you hope the business is, or what are you tracking for in the next 2 to 3 years?
I've got some ambitious goals to try and grow our revenue. I suppose we're getting to the point where trying to beat last financial year's revenue targets are getting bigger as the business is starting to grow. Where we're kind of focusing right now is around marketing. It's something that we've also always just dropped along the wayside. And now I'm starting to see that there's only so much that I can do or even the team can do. We need to start getting out there, building our brand and getting the message out there, especially around security.
Yeah, cool. And I suppose just for anyone watching, if people had any questions or queries, how would they follow you guys or follow your journey?
Yeah, no, welcome to hit me up on LinkedIn. You can send me a message. I'm always open to have any kind of discussions. Nothing is off limits. Happy to share what I've learned. And I could even learn something new, right?
For sure.
Along the way as well.
For sure. Well, Paul, appreciate you coming in. Always a pleasure.
Brilliant. No, thanks for having me.